Russia is rattling its weapons again, this time together with India. Joint military drills called Indra 2025 have started at the Mahajan training range in Rajasthan, India. The exercises will run until October 15. According to Russia's defense ministry, the goal is to improve coordination in counterterrorism operations, though it looks more like another attempt by Moscow to show military muscle. The drills include sharing so-called advanced combat experience, a phrase that sounds ironic given how much of that experience Russia has gained from its war in Ukraine. According to Reuters, dictator Putin may also visit India in early December to meet Prime Minister Narendra Modi. It would be another step in strengthening ties between Moscow and New Delhi as India continues to balance its relations between Russia and the West. But for now, these exercises are mostly about optics, and Russia is trying to remind the world and itself that it still has partners and can project power abroad, even as its army is bogged down in Ukraine. Russia's shadow fleet is once again caught cheating the system. The European Union plans to sanction 3 companies that issued fake flags to Russian oil tankers already under EU restrictions. These firms reportedly provided forged certificates from Aruba, Curaçao and Sint Maarten, small Caribbean territories that don't even have official ship registries. In May, the Netherlands alerted the International Maritime Organization that fake documents were being circulated in the name of Sint Maarten. Now the EU wants to close this loophole by adding the companies to its 19th package of sanctions. If approved, the new measures would target another 120 ships from Russia's so-called shadow fleet, bringing the total number of sanctioned vessels to over 560. The goal is clear: to cut Moscow's oil revenue that continue to fuel its war against Ukraine. Experts warn, however, that stopping these tankers won't be easy. Many of them operate under false identities and flags, avoiding detection as they secretly move Russian oil across the world. But Europe's growing pressure shows that the patience with Putin's oil tricks is running out. Estonia has jailed a soldier for spying for Russia. A court found Estonian citizen Ivan Dmitriev guilty of passing information to Russia's FSB. He was sentenced to 4 years and 11 months in prison and fined 2,000 euros. Investigators say he worked with FSB officer Alexander Babkov from March to May 2025, sharing details about members of the Estonian Defense League, the local political situation in Narva and military activity in the area. Dmitriev was arrested as soon as he finished a military exercise and planned to travel to Russia to meet his handler. Authorities stress his continued cooperation could have seriously harmed Estonia's security. Estonian security officials warn that the FSB tries to recruit Estonians through lures, pressure, or intimidation. Their message is simple: if you are approached, report it to the police, otherwise you risk imprisonment. Meanwhile, inside Russia, the paranoia is spreading. According to Ukraine's intelligence service, Russian courts handed down 224 sentences in just 6 months for state treason, espionage and confidential cooperation with foreign states. That's almost 2 convictions every working day. Since the full-scale invasion of Ukraine, 774 people have been convicted under these charges, a record number even for Putin's police state. Nearly 80% of them were accused of treasons, often for the smallest acts, as message, a contact, a comment online. The regime now hides the names of most defendants, labeling their cases classified. Fear has become a part of the daily life in Russia. Even those who once cooperated with the Kremlin security services are now turning away, realizing that no one is safe. In the occupied territories, collaborators are also losing trust in Moscow after waves of repression and broken promises. So while Russia continues to spy abroad, it's also spying on itself, trapping its own citizens in a web of fear and suspicion. Russia is stepping up its preparations for a possible confrontation with NATO. That's according to a new assessment from the Institute for the Study of War. Analysts say the Kremlin has entered what they call phase 0, the informational and psychological stage of conditioning society for war. Moscow's intelligence service recently accused the United Kingdom of planning a false flag attack, allegedly involving pro-Ukrainian fighters who would strike a civilian vessel in a European port. The aim, according to Institute for the Study of War, is to create confusion, justify future aggression, and shift blame toward the West and even China. At the same time, Russia is intensifying hybrid actions, sabotage, GPS jamming, cyber attacks, and drone incursions into NATO airspace. These steps are not signs of an immediate military escalation, but rather a deliberate effort to spread fear in Europe and weaken support for Ukraine. The report also notes new battlefield tactics. For the first time, Russian forces hit the city of Kramatorsk with a fiber-optic drone, a type resistant to electronic warfare. Moscow is believed to be producing over 50,000 of these drones a month. Ukraine, meanwhile, continues its own strikes deep inside Russia, targeting oil refineries and logistic hubs in Feodosia, Tuapse, and Leningrad Oblast, disrupting fuel supplies and driving up prices. The institute concludes, as Russia wages an information and fear campaign abroad, Ukraine is adapting and pushing back, while the pressure inside Putin's system keeps rising. That's all for now. For more content, please subscribe.